Zöe Franklin.
Deputy Madam Speaker, I'd like to raise two specific issues in relation to the budget, and first of all just sort of say that we are on these benches pleased to see the investment in the NHS. However, it feels like a budget where you have given on one hand, the government has given on the one hand and taken away with the other. So the first thing I want to raise is my deep disappointment, and that of my residents, of the fact there is no mention of the two-child benefit cap. That two-child limit has trapped hundreds of thousands of children in poverty. This was the government's opportunity to end this unfair and regressive policy, and yet they have chosen not to. My colleagues and I will continue to campaign to scrap this policy, as it will be one of the quickest, most effective, cost-effective ways to lift children out of poverty and would have enormous long-term benefits to these children, society and our economy. And the other issue I want to raise relates to business, and I know colleagues across the House have raised this. After the long years of a Conservative government who did not understand business, there was a genuine optimism from my businesses across my constituency of Guildford that the new government would be different. However, the 8.7% hike to national insurance contributions for employers has been a deeply unwelcome surprise. In the days since the budget, I have spoken to small business owners in my constituency, including an independent pharmacy owner, and each has shared with me how this hike is hugely detrimental to their businesses and it will impact their employees. In fact, I received a deeply distressing email this afternoon from a resident that illustrates this very issue, and I will read a quote. As of today, I have been made redundant. The primary reason cited in my redundancy interview was the increased financial burden on my employer due to tax rises and national insurance increases imposed by Labour. These measures have directly undermined the ability of my small business employer to sustain full-time staff, leaving me, like many others, without employment. This sudden and destabilising change has left me not only angry, but fearful for the future. I am concerned that I may struggle to find new employment for the very reasons that have cost me my last job. So I will end on this. This budget could have been a budget of growth and fair taxation that truly protects the most vulnerable. But instead, I feel this budget has been what I hope is unintended consequences. Consequences that it is not too late to prevent if the government is willing to listen, to work with MPs on these benches and rethink elements of this budget that can and should be improved. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.